Hi guys, it's Ben Heath, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to scale Facebook ads lookalike audiences. How do you scale a campaign or an ad set that is using lookalike audiences? This is something I get questions about a lot. I want to show you my exact process for how I go through and do that. Before I get into that, I just want to very quickly ask you to smash a like on this video. Please click that like button. That'd be very much appreciated and help me out. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new and haven't done so already. So I'm in a Facebook ad account of ours. I have gone into the audiences section, which is obviously where you create your lookalike audiences and things like that. That's what I want to show you how we do what we do. So I've just selected a Leads 180 custom audience. That's what we're going to be creating our lookalike audience from in this video. So I'm just going to go up here and click create lookalike. Obviously you'd select your country. So what I'm going to assume is you've already been running lookalike audiences. You know, the purpose of this video is all about scaling lookalike audiences. So I'm assuming you've created a Facebook ad campaign. One of your ad sets has, or maybe more, but one of your ad sets has got a lookalike audience in it. That's what you're targeting. Let's say it's in the UK, but obviously you could switch that out for a different country. Now you want to scale that up. You know, you want to increase the amount you're spending. You want to get more results. The first thing is to scale up that budget. And I'll include a link in the video description below to another video talking all about how to scale Facebook ad campaigns from a budget standpoint, how you do that in a step-by-step process. But of course, when you scale your budget, at some point you're going to run into issues with ad fatigue. At some point, your audience is simply going to be too small and you won't be able to scale further. And that's when you'll need to scale your lookalike audience itself. So when you first start with a lookalike audience, most people, particularly those that are advertising nationally or internationally, are going to start with this exact setup, what I've got in front of me right now. They're going to have the country they've selected. They're going to have a 1% lookalike, okay? Now, I've had people ask, right, well, if you started with a 1%, should you then go and do something like a 1 to 3%, a 1 to 2%, you know, maybe something different, a 1 to 4%? Basically, should you then create a new lookalike audience and exclude this first 0 to 1% group of people, which, remember, is supposed to be the people that are most like your source audience? So these are the best prospects in here, and jump up. No, that's not what I like to do. So if I want to scale, I won't create a new lookalike audience that excludes this first part and creates a 1 to 2%, 1 to 3%, something like that. Instead, what I would do is I will create a new lookalike audience, obviously using the same source and everything like that as the previous one that's already performed well. Remember, that's why we're scaling. And I will instead increase the percentage. So I'll go from, let's say, a 1%. Oh, I didn't mean to highlight that. A 1% to a 2%. Or a 3%. Now, I won't normally go above that in one go. I may look to do so at subsequent stages later on, but in one go, I'm going to go to a 2% or 3%. Which one of those should you go for? It really depends on your audience size. If I'm advertising in a country like the UK, where population's fairly decent, a 2% will be fine. If I'm advertising in a country with a smaller population like Australia, I'm going to jump all the way up to a 3%. So you can sort of judge that based on your population size. But what I'm not going to is I'm not going to exclude the 0 to 1% that I've already been advertising to. Now, I would then create that lookalike audience, wait for it to be populated, of course, which takes about 30 minutes. And then I will go back into my Facebook ad campaign and I will edit my existing ad set, the one that's currently advertising, to a 1% lookalike audience based on this custom audience. And I will delete that 1% and add in the 3% instead. That is one of the only times I will edit an already running ad set that's performing well. Usually what I would do is if I wanted to, let's say, test a new targeting option, I would pause that ad set and then I would create a new version, make an adjustment to the new version, and then launch that new ad set with the adjustments and let it go through the learning phase under different conditions. In this case, I don't want to do that because in my mind, I'm targeting the same basic group of people. I'm just targeting more of them. This is still a lookalike audience based on my source audience. So the types of people that are in there should still be the same. Therefore, the learning that has already taken place in that ad set with a 1% lookalike audience absolutely applies to a 2% or a 3% lookalike audience. Okay, and I want to benefit from that. I want to benefit from the learning that Facebook has already been through. I want to benefit from the optimization process, and that's going to help me get better results. So I won't exclude the 0 to 1% I've already been advertising to. I won't run two ad sets alongside each other. So I've seen people do this. They leave one ad set running the 0 to 1% lookalike, Then they create a second ad set in that same campaign that is, let's say, a 1 to 3%, and they run them alongside each other. I don't like doing that. I think because this is the same type of people, the same sort of, the targeting criteria are very similar. I like to include it in one ad set. I don't want them to compete against each other. I think that confuses things. So as I said, I would go with a 0 to a 3%. I also won't delete or pause the existing ad set that's already performing well as I scale up and want to increase my audience size with the lookalike. I will instead adjust that ad set, one of the only times I do that, and replace it with, in this case, a 2 or a 3%, something along those lines. Okay, so that is my exact process. For how that ties into budget increases, as I said, check out that video in the description to be linked to that's all about scaling Facebook ad budgets. Because if you've launched a campaign, let's say you're advertising to a 1% lookalike audience in the UK, and you're spending $40 a day or £40 a day, let's say, and you want to increase that to £80 a day, well, you'll be fine keeping on at the 1%. It's once you get to a certain ad spend level, you're going to want to increase that to a higher percentage, and that's when you're going to want to scale your lookalike audiences yourself. You don't need to do this every time you increase your budget, but you will need to scale your lookalike audiences at some point if you keep spending more and more, simply because, you know, the more you spend, the more people you're going to reach. You don't want to burn out your audience. You need more people in there. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Now, very short and quick video. Hopefully that's been useful. Before you go, a couple of free things I want to mention. The first is a free webinar I've created called 3 Killer Facebook Ad Strategies to Double or More Your Revenue. Now, this webinar is completely free to watch. A link will be in the video description below. Strongly recommend you check it out. We basically break down the 3 sales funnels that we use all the time for our clients. Very much tried and tested sales funnels, produce fantastic results. We've generated millions of dollars with each one of these individually for multiple clients. And yeah, go ahead and check that out. I also, by the way, explain in each of those sales funnels which one you want to be using, because one of the big mistakes people make with Facebook advertising is they go for a one-size-fits-all approach. Like, aha, this is the sales funnel you should use with Facebook ads. But that's nonsense. If you advertise a $40 product or a $30,000 service, you need a different approach. So I show you the 3 different approaches and how that ties in with that in the webinar. Check it out, completely free, link in the video description. The other free thing I want to mention is my Facebook Ads Mastermind group. So as of the recording of this video, we've got almost 50,000 members in my Facebook Ads Mastermind group, an amazing community, one of the biggest out there online, full of Facebook advertisers, full of people just like you that are looking to get better results from Facebook advertising, looking to improve performance. They're asking questions, getting them answered by experts all day, every day. I do free live trainings that are exclusive to the group every single week. If that sounds like something you're interested in, go ahead and join. We'd love to have you. We also monitor it closely, so there's no spam allowed or anything like that. It really is a fantastic community. We'd love to have you in there. Again, link will be in the video description below, completely free to join. Love to see you in there. If this video has been useful, please give it a like, click that thumbs up button, comment below to let me know, comment below if you've got any questions, and of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. I release Facebook advertising related content multiple times per week usually. And yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. Best of luck with Facebook advertising. Bye for now.